This has been a pretty popular topic, and Blizzard is actually doing something about boosting an RMT. They're actually doing something about it. Here we go. Yep. Yes, they're actually doing something.
You sign in, you log into World of Warcraft,
yeah.
You look at trade chat, it's full of boosting.
Of course.
Well,
why
that's
not?
how the game's played, I guess.
Yeah,
From the
why not?
perspective of a new player or someone who's kind of just, it's normalized in your head because it's a thing that's there. So what if trade services, which would be, I guess, either 4 or 5, what if that was off by default? What if a new player or you logged in and never saw a boosting advert again?
That would
Boosting
be better.
would be less normalized. And hopefully over time the tide would turn.
I don't think that will ever happen. I think that now that there is a WoW token in the game, everything in the game is turned into a commodity to be sold or bought. That's the way. Yeah, it's never going to go away. Putting it in another channel won't really matter.
Hopefully.
Yeah, stop letting
Probably
people
wouldn't because
sell
it's so
gold.
normal now, but it's the idea of you want new players to not see it.
So here's the thing.
Yep.
Refresh me. The FF14 policy
Yes.
on paid services.
You can't
Yes.
advertise them in game, I think, in Party Finder, right?
I actually don't remember the specifics, but I do know
can
that
do them, though.
Basically, you can do it privately, I think, and that's about it.
Okay.
But you can't advertise any of that shit
Only buyers
So,
can advertise.
in the group finder or in chat.
Do you know what Blizzard should do?
Although people do advertise in chat anyway. But anyway, yeah.
Blizzard should ban all forms of service advertising relating to this kind of thing. They should just take it out of 2. They should just do away with this. They should just say, fuck it. This is actually, what do we want our game to be?
I completely
And
agree.
they need to get rid of this fucking pay-for-play bullshit. Boosting is such a big thing. Not because people want to boost, like, ostensibly. It's because of
Oh my god.
people don't feel they can do the content. They need to think about why it is so much more prevalent in, like, Warcraft than it is in FF.
Yeah.
And they actually need to tackle that. And someone might say, oh, but all the mythic guilds need to earn money or else they won't be able to have... Fuck them. Fuck them.
I love this video. This is such a good video. Imagine what... Yeah, this is fucking perfect, man. That's exactly the way that I feel. Yeah, it's like, oh, this is a problem? For who? Fuck them. Who gives a shit? It doesn't matter. Yeah, eat the mythic guilds. There you go.
And also,
This
you
is
control
great.
the economy. You're Blizzard. You control all the fucking knobs.
Exactly.
You can make it so that it won't be like that for the mythic guilds. That's not an issue.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
mean, do you just want the token money? Is that it? Because, like,
I
we all...
think that's also a positive, is that, like, the having boosting in WoW does stimulate the token economy. It causes more people to, like, buy and sell tokens 100%.
all know that boosting's bad for the game. Like, it straight up is fucking terrible for the game.
I think that boosting is not, like, fundamentally bad, but the scale that it's done on in WoW is bad. So it's something that's, like, not really... like, you can make an argument that it's not harmful if it's done on a small scale. It's very hard to make an argument that it is good. But I think you can say that it doesn't really matter. But the scale that it's done on in WoW is way too large. And the reason why so many people do it, I think this is the truth. The reason why is because they can sell the gold. Because people don't have time. Like, they're not spending real money. Like, they're not, like, doing this 8 hours a day for no reason. They're able to make money doing it. So they're selling the gold and making money off of that.
Remove the amount of supply in terms of skilled, competent raiders,
Yeah.
and etc., that it pulls out of normal pugging into an echelon of paid services.
See, that's the thing.
Well, that's also the other thing, right? Is like whenever you have whenever ahead of the curve is so easy to buy, that everybody buys ahead of the curve, but you go and you look at their armory, and the only fucking kill they have in Heroic Sepulchre is they maybe have 1 kill of the first boss and 1 kill of the jailer. That's it. It's just, it's so dumb.
That is true, right? But the way... But I think this is something that they think. Because, I mean, obviously, they know boosting happens, and they are fully in support
Yes.
of it because that it proves it that they've done this. They're fully in support of GDKP because they've said so officially.
There is, in my opinion, no problem with boosting or gold GDKP. I think that the problem lies entirely on the WoW token. The fact that it is turned into a commodity that is bought and sold for real money. I don't think it is a problem that somebody who farms out a bunch of gold is able to pay a guild to boost them through a raid. I don't think that's a big deal. I think the problem happens whenever you're able to spend real money and have that happen instead. That's what the issue is.
Dollar bills, even though
Yeah.
they know that RMT is a humongous part of
It's a token.
GDKP on classic servers. Cool.
Yep, but that's
But
the
like,
thing.
what's the problem there? Is the problem GDKP or is it RMT? GDKP is a symptom. The disease is RMT. I don't think that they should punish gold like gold farmers and shit just because of gold buyers. If people are RMTing, then they should be banned. Who gives a fuck about anything else? If you don't enforce the rules, then everything else is just a problem in general. Like, why? Like, basically, getting rid of GDKP is like you are punishing legitimate players because you are too lazy to enforce your own rules. Fuck that.
Where they just they have to take the official road out, which is GDKP doesn't break any rules. We know RMT's involved. It's our job to do.
Somebody says the cause of RMT is GDKP. You are crazy. People RMT'd. People will always RMT. People RMT'd before they hit 60. The cause for RMT is not wanting to farm gold. That's the cause. GDKP is a big reason why RMT happens, but I don't think the solution, like if you remove GDKPs, if you remove them, you will still have RMT. And also, you won't really remove them. Realistically, you'll just have people that do it under the table.
the art to sort the RMT, and
It's
they
just
can't.
a rot at the heart of our game. Whoops.
Yeah,
We'll let it stay. We'll let it get worse. We'll let
Oh.
it become normal.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's already become normal. Like, it became normal in Wrath. That's whenever it started. GDKPs are whenever you spend gold. Like, you know how, like, a boss dies, the loot drops? Well, instead of actually, like, deciding, like, who rolls on the gear, you have a bidding system. So, like, each item is bid for the amount of gold. And so, like, it gets sold to the highest bidder, and then at the end, all of the gold is split between all the players. It's actually really cool. I love GDKPs. I think they're really cool. GDKP is better than boosting. GDKP is totally fine.
no. We were asleep at the wheel.
Lost Ark? Yeah, pretty much.
So that's the thing where I think it does take supply out, but there's the thing where they'll just go, yeah, but people don't want to play with bad players anyway, so this way there's an incentive for them to play with bad players.
Yeah.
Gold is used as the incentive for
It is.
this kind of thing.
Yeah, you
know,
carry
they would say,
baddies.
gold greases the wheels of our player base, and it gets them to connect.
What
in
we
ways
would do is, like, so this is one thing that would happen. It is like back in whenever I would run GDKPs, what we did is if you were bad and, like, you were a buyer, I would make you trade me or show me in a trade window that you had a certain amount of gold. So, like, we knew if we brought you into the raid, we'd be able to make money off of you.
wouldn't before.
Crazy players.
And that, yeah, and that's exactly true with
It worked.
GDKP, where that's like the observed behavior is there's a whole load of BIS players who would never in a million years touch an old raid. They're completely out of the market of doing old raids.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they want old raids to be done. So they go, well, GDKP is a way for players to earn gold by doing old raids
Yeah.
in a way that's like completely player driven. We'll completely just put a blind eye to the fact that without RMT, GDKP probably wouldn't exist because boosting and
No, that's not true. RMT will always exist. RMT was not that bad back in Wrath. Like, it was bad. You could say it was known, it was prevalent, but it's like it was not. It was like 5 or 10% of what it is now. And he didn't just say RMT. Well, listen to what he said. Listen again.
in a way that's like completely player driven. We'll completely just put a blind eye
Listen
to
to
the
what he
fact that
said.
without RMT, GDKP probably wouldn't exist.
That's not true, because we always had GDKP. Yeah, back in like in Burning Crusade, original Burning Crusade, Chinese players did GDKP. And in Wrath of the Lich King, it came to the US, and we did GDKP and ICC all the time, even sometimes in TOC. Yeah, like, because we always had RMT. Like, I know that there were a lot of people, like, because I knew a lot of the people that came to the raids. They didn't RMT. Or at least I didn't know about it.
Because boosting and RMT is what makes the actual whole gold economy actually flow.
Well, the economy's a bit busted in the game right now.
Yeah, it's
Only
like
acronyms
you
together
would
is a
not
bit
be
much.
able to afford. What was it? Oh, I'm trying to think of a number. Was it 75k for one of the glaives? I think in TBC, and that was lower than expected. It was 40k, and that was lower than expected. But you're talking
Wow.
like 6 figures of gold for in TBC for a best item when it's released, and that doesn't happen at RMT, and that doesn't happen at RMT, and it doesn't
That's
happen
true.
without bots generating gold through.
That's true. The amount of people that probably have 6 figures of gold in TBC, if you have over 100,000 gold, I think Blizzard should probably just look into your account. Like, look into that account, see what's going on, and I almost guarantee where there's smoke, there's fire.
Raw gold farms.
But of course, so the thing is, Blizzard does not generate revenue from WoW token in the classic products.
Yeah.
What they do generate revenue from is bots using the Dark Portal Pass
That is exactly
for
it.
raw gold farms, and that's why when we see the Dark Portal, well, the Wrath Pass, which we'll talk about later, we kind of get a bit spooked, because it's like, sure, at least you
WoW
make money from
IRS,
each
yeah.
bot. Okay, whatever. And I know a lot of players legitimately do want to use that service, and I know that they know that if they don't provide that service, it will just be a thing via RMT.
Yeah.
And often when given the option, people are, because there's paying in pure currency, right? So maybe the power level is cheaper, but Blizzard knows that, yeah, the power level is cheaper, but the overall
There's a
cost
risk. Yeah.
does also involve a degree of risk.
Yeah, people
so
spend more
would
money to
pay
have no
more
risk.
currency for the less risky boost.
And also remember the impulsiveness and time orient.
It's going to ruin Wrath. The gold is already there. How is it going to ruin Wrath of the Lich King? Like, how could it possibly ruin Wrath of the Lich King?
What do you mean?
Just don't join a GDKP guild. Just don't run GDKPs. I don't understand it. Like, I don't understand why people think like this.
They need to be against the rules.
It affects the economy. Everything that you do in the economy, everything that you put into the economy is the same type of economy. Whether it's 10 or 100, the number is still, like, everything else in the economy is accommodated to that number. That's the way it works with inflation. Everything gets inflated.
Stuff where it's like,
Yeah.
if you're going to buy a power level,
Yeah.
that is, I'm going to buy this for someone to play
Common
my
sense.
character for a while, and then I'll come back later and play. But this is, I'm trying to play TBC.
Yep.
I'm level, like, say you're in your mid-30s, or even say you're, like, kind of early. You're just like,
Yeah.
I'm not doing this fucking starting zone for, like, the 3rd time, 4th time.
Yeah.
I've done this so many times, I know it like the back of my hand. And I want to
He's
play something
bored.
meaningful. It feels meaningful to me. Fuck it. Dark Portal Pass.
There it
You know
is.
what? I can
Here you
not
go, Blizzard.
order food from DoorDash or whatever else for like 3 days and just get the portal path
Yeah.
instead.
That's
And
fair.
that'll be like the decision making that kind of
That a lot of people would make.
runs that. As that's why it's stronger than power leveling, generally speaking. And it's there and it's never
Yeah.
going away because
Well, people have their goals, right? It's like players are very goal-oriented now. And as soon as they see something they want, they just go towards that thing and that's it.
fucking bots.
So it's a bit of a tricky thing then.
Yeah, that's
because
all there
Blizzard
is to it.
undoubtedly benefit from boosting financially because of token, and the same happens
Mm-hmm.
with GDKP via the bots that are causing so much of the
Yep.
inflation using the boosts. And even if they get hit with the hammer, they just boost a fresh one up.
Yeah, just don't.
So it's quite
just don't eat
challenging,
food and
really.
play WoW. Buy boosts.
I don't think that the classic developers want any of this.
Clearly not.
I think that they don't want people RMTing, but I don't think that many I don't find there to be a very strong position that GDKP is fundamentally bad. I think that is such a weak position to have. RMT is what's bad, and if Blizzard can't handle RMT, why do you expect them to handle GDKP? It's like what's the logic here? Like, oh, you want them to ban GDKP, but they can't even ban RMT, which is why they have GDKP. So how could they ban GDKP if they can't ban RMT? You see how this is a problem? It's impossible to handle it? No, it's not.
Right? Like,
Holy
no
acron-
game
I know,
developer
a lot of
is going to
acronyms.
want this.
That's why I
It's
think
just,
they're
it's strange in live.
Mm-hmm.
I would say it feels like they are completely asleep at the wheel for the actual problem.
Yeah.
But instead, you know, they're kind of... They are taking, I think, a very short-term position rather than thinking about the long-term integrity of the game.
Oh, I've never had that
And
happen
I think there's
before.
just no way to get around how a ahead-of-the-curve jailer, like, that should mean ahead-of-the-curve jailer.
That
You
should
did
be-
it.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that.
No,
Yeah.
And a lot of people are like, yeah, but I can't get a group if I don't have the achievement.
that's too bad.
It's like, okay, that's
Well,
a separate...
that would not have happened. Like, the thing is, if you can't, the reason why these people can't get a group if they don't have the achievement is, number one, because you're expected to have it because everybody can buy it. RMT, sorry, a lot of acronyms. RMT is buying gold with real money that is outside of the TOS. And GDKP is whenever you do a raid and everybody bids on the items with gold instead of rolling on them, and then the raid's distributed amongst everybody in the raid afterwards. So, like, that's what the two acronyms are. I don't think that that's a big, like, look, initialisms, not acronyms. Streamer text on WoW are so disconnected from its average players. What do you think here, SD? What do you think? My opinion. What about my take is disconnected? Yeah. What about my take is disconnected? Let's find out here, because I'm actually kind of curious about this, because I think this is something I've thought for a long time. Now, I've thought this before I was even a streamer. It's just common sense. So, like, yeah, I was going to tell you basic. I think that I'm totally right about this. The barrier to entry, honestly, it's such an uphill battle. So you think that as a streamer, I don't know what it's like to get into a group. But I've played the game for 17 years and I've streamed for 6 years. So what's the math on that? Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see how stupid it is? Yeah, it's just stupid. These days it's different. Here's the reason why people have hard times getting into groups. Number one, it's because everybody's expected to have bought it already. The other thing is because people want to get into a group of other players that are more progressed than them. They want to join a group of other people that have killed the jailer whenever they haven't killed the jailer. Well, the people don't want to invite you. Like, this is a clear, it's not a progress raid. They just want to clear the raid. And this is what happens, is that you have a lot of people that are so entitled to get invited into a group that they're complaining that it's the game's fault that nobody wants to invite them because they don't have any fucking experience whenever they're trying to join groups that are going to be clear raids. It's their fault. So it's not, it is the player. Yeah, it's players that feel this way. Absolutely. The content's too fucking hard, man. That, you're right. But that doesn't mean that fucking the people that have done it want to play with. That's the whole reason why they don't want to play with you. It's because they know it's hard. And so they don't want to play with you because you're going to fuck it up. It's common sense. Nobody wants to well, go ahead.
This is bullshit.
Go ahead. All right. Why?
Listen,
Why?
for the same reason that people need regulations in real life on corporations and shit like that, is the same reason that GDKP needs to be against the rules, okay?
Okay.
People are never going to behave in the way that is beneficial for everyone. They're only going to look out for themselves, okay? And GDKP is bad for the game.
Why?
Okay? If GDKP is in Wrath, Wrath is dead. Wrath is over. It's going to ruin Wrath, and I mean that.
That's it? It's done?
Yes.
No. It's just, it is crazy, man. It is so, he's so fucking cool. I think this is just nuts, man. Like, I think this is just so fucking nuts.
This is not something you can just forehead away. Okay, it's not going to happen. Just not something. It's not going to work.
400k Deathbringers. I don't like, why is this such a problem that if there are so many people that I don't understand why, if you don't like GDKP, you can't just make a guild full of other like-minded people and do raids without GDKP. I don't understand why this is impossible. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Because there's only 20 people playing the game. Yeah, I guess that's it. Yeah, it's not like every raid is GDKP. It literally takes forever. So your logic is that it takes forever, so I'm not going to actually do it legitimately. I want to join a GDKP raid full of people with a bunch of gear that know what they're doing and have them carry me through the raid. And the fact that they won't carry me through the raid is not a problem with me. It's a problem with the system that causes them to not want to carry me. Get the fuck out of here. Like, the people that are so fucking delusional, they never want to actually progress through something. They want to join a group of other people that have already progressed through it and then just get carried along. I do it all the time, but I admit it. That's what it is. Stop fucking lying to yourself and saying it's a problem with GDKP. It's a problem that you're fucking lazy. You don't want to have to do it. It's common sense. GDKP don't carry in Classic. I have no idea if they do or not. Heavy grind, hard content. Makes people RMT, yes, casuals. You know what makes people RMT? Is them not enforcing the TOS. It's got nothing to do with that. If you don't enforce the TOS, people are going to RMT. I thought about botting back in Mists of Pandaria because everybody was kick botting. I'm shitty at kicking spells. They got rid of that gag order talent, which was fucking awesome, and they got rid of it. So I was like, man, maybe I should fucking kick bot too. These people are pretty annoying. Yeah, that's the thing. There are so many lazy people that want to change the entire fundamentals of the game because other people don't want to volunteer their time to carry them. It's fucking ridiculous. Like, this is not a problem.
Problem. But
Yeah,
surely
Jesus.
completely making all of this shit meaningless because someone can just buy a few tokens and get it.
That is an issue.
Because they paid for it.
It doesn't matter, yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
Right? So
It's the
yeah, that's the
tokens
thing
are-
where
they just need
bit of
to
the problem.
they just
It's
need
the
to take
tokens.
the same approach of Creative Business Unit 3.
But yeah, they absolutely should. But this is where the problem is, right? Where boosting isn't banned in FF14. It's just the onus is on the buyer,
Yeah,
which puts the risk of the buyer, if there's any RMT involved in that puts a lot of risk on them.
yeah.
And I think it's like...
And that's also another big thing, is that I've seen a lot of times the people that are buying the gold, buying carries for RMT, a lot of the people that buy the carries don't get suspended. It's only the people that are doing the carries. You need to suspend both of them.
It's almost like a degree of harshness towards the individual player.
Yeah.
Where they know that players are less
They get
willing
shamed.
to
Yeah, who cares?
actively reach out for that service because that service is like especially in game if you're doing it in game, because that's like a no-no thing. But in World of Warcraft, boosting is not a no-no thing as much anymore. It is massively acceptable
It's
to
the norm.
masses with the people. So even that won't work. And ultimately the problem, I think, is, and this goes back
Tokens. It's
to
gotta be
back in the day
tokens.
whenever you bought gold in World of Warcraft, if you
There
bought
was a
gold, you
risk.
didn't get banned. You almost never come on. Maybe you get a slap on the wrist, maybe, but their policy was always, we're not going to punish the the buyer or
There
the
it is.
player, like the loyal player that we have that we know,
Yeah.
because of something they want. We're going to like just make it impossible in that sense. Where that kind of makes sense, but it was kind of out of
I don't
fear
think it
for-
makes sense at all, because if people don't think that they're going to get in trouble, they will do it. It's the same reason why people will break any law or break any rule. It's because they don't think they're going to get in trouble for it. If somebody knows they're going to get in trouble for it, there's a much less likely chance that they're going to do it. Yeah, if you know that the chance of getting caught is like 1%, 5%, who gives a fuck? Do it anyway. And the people that are selling the gold already calculate in the risk of getting in trouble into how they're making their money. You see what I'm saying? So it doesn't make any sense. That's why it doesn't solve the problem. You have to ban the buyers.
not wanting to offend the player. and kind of punish the player. Like, no, these are our
Yeah.
precious players. If any of the dark side of MMOs, the RMT, like makes its way into their bubble, we'll try to cut that off and say, no, don't do that. You're fine. Don't worry. Slap on the wrist. You're fine. Don't worry. Don't do it again. Almost like the kid glove kind of approach of, you don't throw a child
You know
in
what you
jail
did
for
wrong.
acting a little bit out,
Yeah.
And I think that just
The best part about it is, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but there's going to be WoW tokens in TBC. Did you guys know this? Yeah, there are already going to be WoW tokens in TBC. Yeah, there are. And here's how there's going to be WoW tokens. It's because people are going to trade retail gold for Wrath gold. And they're going to buy retail gold and then trade it for Wrath gold. It already happens in TBC. Yeah, I know. Think about that.
the same approach now, where it's like, but it's on a wider scale. And it's, well, we can't punish people for wanting to do something in our game.
Mm-hmm.
We'll punish the bad elements. But they're not, but because like it's almost like this parasitic thing where it's so deeply entwined
Yeah.
that they can't lop it off without, you know, basically taking the arm off their game. And they're not willing to take the arm off their game.
No.
They're trying to go for, oh, can we surgically remove like whatever parasitic elements are in there? And the answer is quite profoundly, no, it's gangrenous. You need to go in there with a bone saw. That's the only thing that will actually solve the entire problem of your entire game's gameplay has been completely and utterly fucking destroyed by the entire by the virtue of you now just buy your progress.
Yeah, you just spend money. Like, as I said, this is what you do, right? You start playing WoW, you buy WoW, and then you buy a boost. And then after you buy a boost, you're able to buy WoW tokens. After you buy WoW tokens, you're able to buy some BOEs. After you buy the BOEs, you try to join a raid, you can't join a raid. So you buy an AOTC carry. After you buy the AOTC carry, then you're able to buy more WoW tokens, to buy more gear, to buy more carries. And then after you buy those things, then you want to do some PvP. So you buy a carry in PvP for a certain amount of wins, and then finally you're able to buy all of your gear, and then you can finally play the game. It's just like I remember back in just like back in the old days, guys. Those were great. Those not Blizzard's fault. People are just fucking lazy. Yeah, but Blizzard made the system that causes that to happen. Like, the fact is that without the WoW token, the amount of boosting in RMT would be like 5% of what it is. I used to boost people all the time back in Cataclysm. All the fucking time. Even in Mists of Pandaria. There were not even nearly as many boosty boys as there are now. Like, it's literally like probably 20 or 30 or 50 times as many.
Time is money. Time is money, friend.
Yeah, I have a
it is.
feeling that ours will certainly seem like a bit of a radical and potentially
Yeah, just
somewhat
ban it.
offensive to other people's position.
Because it is.
That's fair.
But yeah, I suppose it's like we're just trying to, you know, on a more first principles basis, work out what is good in a
Yep.
time frame of 5 to 10 to 15 years, which I think is a bit different to the more short.
Boosting is going to keep getting worse in WoW, by the way. Like, there will be a time now where, like, you are no longer a player. It's like this is your effectively job in the game, and you get paid from your job at the game, and then you pay other people to do their job in the game to farm the stuff for you. Yeah, it will turn into a pay to earn game.
Term mindset of how do we, you know, nudge this thing in the right direction. I'm more thinking like, what is the big, large policy position that shapes the game moving forward.
Yep.
I don't really think that these things are that. I mean, certainly here, like, we believe that with this new thing, you'll be able to keep trade chat for traditional buying and selling, not other chatter. You believe?
Other chatter.
You hope?
Yeah, we'll
Like,
see if that actually happens.
I think someone needs a 24-hour ban if they promote boosting services in the no.
Here's what you do. You just make it to where they can't type in there. Yeah, you make it to where they can't type in there for like a week or 2 weeks. Or yeah, you give them a 24-hour the first time, and then the second time it's 6 months. It's pretty simple.
On the services channel.
I think it needs
Or
to be,
maybe a chat ban for a week or a chat
Yep.
ban for a day or something.
I would say
Send
I'd
them to
say
the
a
shadow
ban for
realm.
a 24-hour
Yep.
ban, a week-long chat ban, and second offense a week-long ban, third offense permanent. And honestly,
I
even
would not do that. I would not do that. I think that playing baseball with people, 3 strikes, you're out. These are not children. These are adults that will take calculated risks knowing that they will not get banned, and the risk for it is very low. These are calculated. Like, this is it. Many TBC players are boosting to have Golden Wrath, don't have to farm anymore in Wrath, and enjoy the game with no GDKP. Well, I don't know about that. It's just, I think that you can play the game completely independently of GDKP. It's just crazy to think otherwise. But, like, what I'm really trying to say is that if somebody breaks the rules twice, like, I can understand, like, oh, you didn't understand what the rules are. Okay, fine. These are not children. Like, this is not like some, like, random ass, like, dumb person. Like, this is a person, they're probably 28 years old. They know exactly what they're doing. If they're posting the shit up there over and over, they know that. They know what they're doing. I'll be right back. I need to use the bathroom. One sec. Yeah, well, look, all I'm saying is I think that they should just get rid of the WoW. The WoW token is what causes this stupid shit to happen.
24 hours and pointless, because the whole thing is, a lot of the time it's not even players on their own account. You'll see them and they'll be level 1s. And that's not going to be a new level 1 character, because a character ban doesn't matter. They always use account bans. Which means it's a new account, which means it's a bot setting up a free trial or a stolen account.
Yeah.
Probably less a stolen account these days because they've upped account security
Well, they
generally.
should be
But
Battle.net account bans, not WoW account bans.
they should be fucking IP range bans at this point in time.
Yeah.
It should be anything like, well, I mean, VPNs exist.
Damn.
And that's the thing, right? You cannot have a really, we're on top of this problem approach
Yeah.
whenever you're being fucking run circles around in every capacity on the tech front.
I completely agree with that. The other reason is that Blizzard treats their players like they're like these like stupid kids. And somebody used it as an example. So like in Final Fantasy, somebody was running around following me around being super annoying, and they just immediately suspended him for like a week. There wasn't a warning. You knew what you were doing. You did it on purpose. You're being fucking annoying. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, you're done. Get the fuck out of here. Like, we know what you're doing. Everybody knows. Like, quit playing games. Yeah, stop fucking around.
And that's been the entire case. RMT has always found a way. RMT has always found a way. People who want something out of your game will find a way to break all your rules.
True.
Which means you need to have an iron fist.
Yep.
And you
I
need
like
automated
that.
systems to have that iron fist. You need people who say, WTS in... This is going to sound insane. You need a fucking captcha on people saying WTS in general chat. You need a captcha on people putting WTS in the Premier Group Finder. And that's the thing, right? You're not allowed to have custom...
What they need to do is hire somebody that, like, look, here, I'll show you. I'll log on just for a second, and we'll see how many fucking sale runs are in the group finder right now. We will look in this exact second, and we'll see how many sale runs are in the group finder. Because I fucking guarantee there's going to be an assload of them. Yeah, there's going to be a fucking assload of them. Give me 1 second. They should hire me? Yeah, exactly. All right, let's go. Actually, you know what? Let me get back to that character. I'm going to look on Horde, because Horde's more
we playing
popular.
WoW?
No, not really. I just want to look at this and show you guys how bad this is. And this is how much Blizzard doesn't really give a fuck. So let's go over here, and I'm on the World of Warcraft, and we'll turn down the sound real quick, and that should be good. Okay, so we go right over to the group finder, pre-made groups, and let's look at Shadowlands raids. Okay, so how many of these are sales? 1, 2, let's see here, 3, and want to sell Asmongold's Dignity. Okay, very funny. 4, and where's the rest of these? All right, so we have 4 of these right here. This is actually, to be fair, I'm going to be honest, guys, I think this is a tremendous improvement. This is the lowest I've ever seen it. Let's look at dungeons. So plus 20, and all you need to really look at here is... God damn. Oh, there's 2 of them right there, okay. And so we'll scroll all the way down here. Oh, there's another one right there, 3. And we'll check on Alliance, okay? We'll look at PvP as well. Pre-made groups for, let's say, arenas. Let's see if arenas want to sell arena rating right there. So, like, you see how fast 3 isn't terrible. No, to be honest, this is much better than what I had expected. This is tremendously better. And let's look at Alliance, okay? You guys see that? Check 7 and count them again. Yeah, there's a decent amount, sure. But let's go back over and look at there. Search want to sell? No, because there's other ways that they get around it as well. That's why. You're in now? Might as well run some mythic raids? Yeah, I don't think so.
I mean, we might as well.
I mean, might as well just do like a quick, like fucking, like a mythic sepulcher, you know, just
okay,
quick.
Listen, a real quick Gahoon mythic, real quick. Though.
Bro, it'll only be 4 hours. Yeah, guys, it'll only take 4 hours, guys. No one's playing. Well, let's look at Alliance and we'll see what it's really like, okay? I think this will be very eye-opening for many people that haven't seen like what this is really like, because it's just insane. So here we go, and I'll see if it's any better on Alliance. Pre-made groups, Shadowlands. Let's see here. There's like 1 sale run, 2 sale runs, 3, 4. I mean, I don't know, guys. I think that's actually pretty good. Do you guys think Blizzard has tried harder to make this better? Because I actually think this is pretty fucking... This is the best that I have ever seen it. Straight up, this is the best I have ever seen it before. It's non-prime time on a weekday. You think maybe that's it? I don't know. Check on Friday night. I feel like those posts are just up all the time, though. That's the difference. But yeah, there are still them up there. They need to just hire people to just suspend people like as soon as they post it in chat. That's all there is to it. They spam trade chat. I didn't really look on that.
Things without a authenticator attached anymore, right?
Yeah.
That means they have authenticators attached to those things that they don't mind getting banned, like the people who are boosting and botting and communities and stuff. That means they're already past your system, which means you need to level up extremely quickly.
And you get to
which
stage
means,
of
bang,
ban the phone number.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ban the
100%.
phone number that it goes to, but like shit like that. I don't know. I'm actually just pro going super fucking hardcore on all of this. I just think that's the way.
It probably is, because the reason, like, there's no real reason not to unless you're afraid of losing players. Like, and really, like, that's just like that's such a pussy thing to do. Oh, well, we don't want to ban people because if we ban people, then they're gonna leave. Like, well, then maybe they should tell them to quit breaking the fucking rules.
Yeah, they need to just straight up the nuclear option's the only way forward.
But he doesn't rate at high levels. Why does he care? Well, I think there's a lot of people that care about it, and there's like, also ask yourself the question, why does he not rate at a high level? Well, maybe one of the reasons why is that the value of doing it has been decreased. It's been diminished because of this. It's just a game. Who cares about getting banned? Also, people want to raid. The game is just a value. Well, yeah, I think that's the issue, right? Is like, yeah, if people are buying this stuff, it devalues everything. Yeah, I don't rate high level because of this. Yeah, if somebody can just buy what you have, who cares? Won't cheaters just spoof their IP? Whatever you can do can be evaded? This is what people don't understand, is that whenever you make a rule to stop people from doing something, the goal of that rule is never to stop 100% of the instances of this occurring. There has never been a crime in the history of humanity that has ever been prevented by a law. Every crime that happened whenever Jesus was around, or Buddha, or fucking Muhammad, is still happening now. Every single one. And in 100 years, in 1,000 years, they are probably still going to be happening. We have never gotten rid of them. But the reality is that a lot less people are going to spoof their accounts. A lot less people are going to use a virtual desktop. A lot less people are going to use a, some like weird, like VPN or something to change their Mac ID, a Mac address. Like, it's just not going to happen. You will still have some people to do that, but they will be the extreme minority.
But they're not going to do that because that's too aggressive, because they aren't willing to make the hard choices for the long term. Mm-hmm. They're willing in a whole bunch of development ways.
Oh, yeah.
But not in the community ways. They're not willing to go, this is a plague, get rid of it. Because they like it too much.
VPN, yeah.
They like it too much.
Yeah, they're making money off of the tokens. I think that's what's really happening. It is like, yeah, I think this needs to be talked about a lot more. Yeah, I hope that Blizzard figures out a solution for this, because I do think it's awful, man. It makes it so much worse for no reason. What if they banned payment methods? You won't be able to use the same credit card for multiple accounts? I have no idea about that. Let me just look over here. They should make the game rewarding and fulfilling to the degree where it discourages RMT or nullifies its appeal. Biggest reason anyone pays for Boost is because the fun of the journey no longer matters. It's about how Blizzard sees you and uses your time. I cannot think of anything that is more delusional than this tweet. Or sorry, than this comment. This is a completely fucking delusional comment. Because leveling to 60 in Classic was an accomplishment. If people can ever choose between getting something with effort or spending real money to get it instantly, everybody always chooses spending real money. They did this in Classic WoW. They always do this. It's just because it's the path of least resistance. That's it. Vicus Waiting Room. I'll do one more video. There's one more thing I was going to watch, and then we'll do Vicus. Okay, guys? I know that a lot of people are waiting for it. Vicus will probably take... It might even take me more than an hour. I'm not sure.
Who? You're going to do Vicus?
Yeah.
Is that like a WoW boss, or what is that?
Yeah, it is. It's a WoW boss. And, yeah, trust me. You'll see. And give me 1 second. I'll do it. No, it's not a 10-hour raid, guys. It's going to be like maybe 45 minutes. We get through the raid. That's it. It's done. And I get my stuff. I'm able to like build my nightmare set, right? That's what I'm really trying to go for. Yeah, it's not going to be a big deal. And anyway, look at this. As long as your bar is boosting, then it'll never be changed or be against TOS. No, the problem is like, do you guys agree with me that like the problem isn't really boosting or fucking GDKP? It's the WoW token. And like Blizzard not banning for RMT and like buying gold. That's what the actual fucking problem is. Like GDKPs would happen even if there was no buying of gold. Boosting would happen even if there was no buying of gold. RMT and buying gold and the token are what causes this to happen. 100%. Yeah, it's a pointless argument because the token isn't going anywhere. The truth is, man, you're right. Like you're actually right. Like I think that I think you're totally fucking right. Token will not change. I don't think so either. We'll see. And I'll read a few more comments, and I was gonna watch this Fillion video. I've been watching a lot of his videos recently. I think they're really fucking good. This video, yeah, I'm curious to see what this is gonna be. Right? We accelerating? Well, we might be. We'll see what happens. Let's see here. And I remember back in Legion, a handful of people in our guild would pay to get boosted through current raid and get AOTC. They were older, had full-time jobs. They just weren't that good, honestly. But they were friends we always had fun with. Now the majority are these types of players. Well, that's because the cost to get boosted continuously goes down because people get better and better and better at boosting. Like, that's the truth. And there's also more people boosting. Because as soon as you see that you're able to make a lot of gold doing it, then there's going to be more people doing it. Why wouldn't they? It makes sense. Wasting time is making power in the company. Well, I just feel like that's what's causing it to happen, okay? We need to boost ourselves. Yeah, well, you can't boost yourself. Lost Ark Paladin? I don't know why McConnell doesn't play Paladin in Lost Ark either. Paladin does a lot of damage.
It's support. It is a support class.
Dude, look at this. All right, Paladin...
Yes, I saw the 5 million DP. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. That's not how you're supposed to play Paladin in Lost Ark. It's supposed to be a support.
Like
just because you can do something doesn't mean that's the way it was meant to be, okay? And that can go for a lot of things in life, especially for Paladins in Lost Ark. So I'm sorry, I'm not interested in your dumbass little game, okay? I don't want to use a one-handed weapon. I don't give a fuck.
You realize he's using a two-handed weapon right there, right?
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
Look. It's like a glamour or transmog bullshit.
So he's literally using a two-handed weapon right there. Are you honestly going to tell me that this isn't badass?
It is not badass. That is not badass.
Bro.
It's just not.
With a one-hand? Yeah, but he two-hands it sometimes.
That is a one... He's using it as
14 million DPS. That's a lot of damage. That's a lot of fucking damage. That's a paladin doing that much damage. Think about that. DPS pally sucks? No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
Well, it sucks in every game. That's not really a difference.
Really? Do you want to log in right now and do a Mythic Plus?
Look, here. Let's go ahead. Before I pull up the video, let's look right now. So we'll look at statistics for Sepulcher, and Ret sucks.
Yes, it does.
It sucks.
What's below Ret?
Fury Warrior?
That's right.
What's above Ret?
Arms, but you don't play
right.
Arms.
Yeah,
You play
but
Fury.
I could if I want to.
But you don't.
No, it's because I don't want to. Like,
Right,
if
but you don't.
no, but I could.
You play Fury.
Well,
Yeah, but you don't.
Yeah, no, I play Fury because it's just a better spec for like other stuff. But like, I could easily play it if I wanted to.
Yeah, but you don't.
No.
And I could easily play a fucking Lost Ark Paladin if I wanted to, but I don't.
Yeah, sure. All I'm saying is that, look, Lost Ark Paladins are pretty good. Okay, they're pretty fucking good.
Yeah, if you play them as a support, I don't want to support. I don't want to be support. We all saw the fucking Patrick the Pure video. Yes, that is exactly the kind of fantasy I'm looking for. Okay, I'm the big Ret Paladin. I do the big damn. I'm the avatar of God, not you. I don't give a fuck about you. I want to do the damage. I don't give a fuck about supporting you. In fact, in WoW, your death benefits me if I have fucking Ret Aura on. So fuck off.
Okay, all right. Let me just watch this fucking video. All right, that's fine. Listen, just try it. Okay, just try it. It's good. You'll like it. If you play it for 200 hours, you'll like it.